Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Ron. Thanks for stopping by. So you're interested in the recently leaked specs for the GoPro Hero10 Black. So let's jump right into it. And for comparison, I do have the Hero9 Black and the Hero7 Black, and we don't have the actual 10 in front of me, but you can get an idea looking here, you know, what kind of size we can expect from the 10. So again, let's jump right into it. So here's a few pictures recently leaked of not only the camera, but the box and the packaging as well. And I'm going to credit the source of these photos, which is WinFuture. So I want to give credit to the original company or person that posted these. And again, these are leaked photos and not an official announcement from GoPro. And I believe the photos to be legit. And if I'm wrong, well, we're going to know soon enough. Now the speculation release date for the newest GoPro is sometime this September, and coincidentally, the release date of its predecessor, the 9, was launched last year, September 16th of 2020 to be exact, and that was the GoPro, again, Hero9 Black. So what do we know? We actually know quite a bit from the box alone, most notably the blue logo on the camera itself. Personally, I kind of like the blue lettering because I already own the GoPro 9 and the GoPro 7, and the blue lettering just mixes things up a bit. Visually, I'll know which camera I'm grabbing out of my camera bag a little quicker as well, so I'm fine with this cosmetic change. Now, we don't actually know the true dimensions of this new camera, but I can imagine that they didn't make it any larger than the 9, and hopefully it's on the smaller side for FPV flying, which is what I do a lot of. The lighter action cameras for me are better for the type of video that, again, that I'm going to be using it for. We also know that the GoPro Hero10 Black is going to have, and this is the most noteworthy feature, a new processor. It's going to have better video stabilization, and we'll be able to record at a much higher frame rate than its predecessor. Taking a closer look at the packaging, we see quite a few of the specs right on the back of the box. Things like 23 megapixel images. Now this is an upgrade because the GoPro 9 didn't have this. We also have 5.3K video at 60 frames per second and 4K video at 120 frames per second. Also worth noting is we get 2.7K at 240 frames per second. Now personally, I love these higher frame rates. It's going to make it much nicer when I'm working with these videos in post and I'm doing my edits. Now, if you are like me, sometimes visuals make it easier to see what's really different. So I took the time to create a few visual spreadsheets to see the differences. If the item's highlighted in blue, then it's an upgrade. If it's not specifically spelled out on the box, then I wrote the word assumed in red because it's very likely to be part of this new GoPro 10, but again, it's not spelled out on the packaging and wasn't specifically referenced in any of the leaked photos. So things like power pano, super photo mode, these things are assumed based on the previous GoPro specs. Now there are quite a few features which are identical to the GoPro Hero 9, so I want to focus on what's actually new. The biggest improvement is with, again, the chipset itself. Previous GoPros used a GP1 chip, and with this newer, again the 10, we're getting a GP2 chip this time around. Now it's going to be interesting to see how this new chip improves the overall capabilities of this action camera. Now the other big change is we're going from HyperSmooth 3 to something called HyperSmooth 4, and if you're not familiar with my channel, I'll mention again, I fly a lot of FPV quads, so this feature really does interest me. I'm wondering if I'll be able to basically stop using some of the third-party software, things like RealSteady, which I use to smooth out my FPV footage even further. And if it does, well, this is going to save me quite a bit of time in post-processing of all the footage. But again, we're not going to know how good HyperSmooth 4.0 is until we actually get some test footage and have some time to play around with that. Now, I didn't list every feature in these spreadsheets because most of them are identical to what was with the previous GoPros, like the GoPro 9. And we're still getting things like voice control, we're getting 8 times slow motion, we're getting time warp 3.0, and live streaming at 1080p. So again, a lot of that hasn't changed. And yeah, like I said, this is all speculation, so it remains to be seen once we actually get our hands on the newer, and again, this isn't the 10, but we get the newer camera in and get some test footage going. We can see how the newer Hyper Smooth 4.0 is. We can see how the new chipset is, and we can see if they fixed some of the bugs from the previous GoPros. So that's really it. I just wanted to hit the highlights for you. And if you got any value out of this, don't forget to like, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. It's always appreciated. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.